that runs on its own battery as well. So even if you lose the power to these, that will still be running. It's got its own backup battery. So and then you've got this one's got 2 radios. It's your intercom panel, so you can select which one you want to listen to, which one you want to transmit on. And then your autopilot controller down here, and then that's the air conditioner controller.
Most important.
So very important. So on the air conditioner controller, you can have it obviously just off, low, medium and high, but when you set it to the coldest position, obviously it will be coldest, but when you set it straight over to the other side, then the aircon actually switches off, but your heater then actually kicks in. So then you can have hot air and the aircon just and all of that, as I said, if you advance your throttle past 80% power, so you demand all the power, the air conditioner, if it's on, will cut off.
Yep.
So that's a really nice feature of the air conditioner. Other than that, the only other things that's non-standard on the aircraft is this sort of covering that we've put on here. It's called Alcantara. It gives you a little bit of a nicer finish.
Yeah.
However, what we found is that the darker colors make the cockpit look a bit smaller actually. So this should actually be done in a nicer, lighter color. It's normally where the girls come in, they have got much better ideas than us about these things. So yes, so the Alcantara is not standard, and then these extra 2 outlets here is not standard. And I've put these in simply so that the rear passengers can get a bit more air, because in the low wing the ventilation is definitely not as much or as good as in the high wing. Okay, so yeah, that's sort of the difference. Okay, and then last option that you have, you can either have a handbrake system or you can have toe brakes. So this one has got the pedals for it, but it's just the pedals. So this one still has a handbrake. The handbrake brakes on both wheels at the same time, so which works very well. You don't really need toe brakes, but some people has learned to fly with toe brakes, so they prefer to have toe brakes. So all your general aviation aircraft will have toe brakes.
And it's a direct linkage from the pedals to the nose wheel.
Direct,
right?
yeah. So it's direct steering, and I mean, if you, and the steering is really good. With a TSI, I can excuse me, I can almost taxi in here and then turn the aircraft around in between the hangars. So it's got a very nice turning circle. The high wing's got a very similar turning circle. All right, so well, let's put the brake on. Now we can do the start up. Can you hear that? How soft that little pump is running? It's a lot quieter because it's not sitting right on the metal panel. Now you can hear the other 2 pumps. There's one. Okay, so that's how we test our pumps to make sure that they work. But the ECU, when you turn the starter, will switch on the pumps automatically. Alright, so okay, let's get this going. Clear, prop. Alright. Okay, so we've got about 10 minutes to warm up and to just get going, so we'll give him a little bit more time.
Mason, Mason Field, more than about
Actually, where you've been last night, that there we go. Maybe we appear in the movies. Sort of funny to go out here and not look for other aircraft and there's nobody else flying. Oh, look at the police cars today. Yeah.
Be some action. Rico's Aeropuerto, so I guess they're shooting in South America or Mexico or something.
Alright, so oil temperatures, everything is good. In the green, we're all good. Doors are locked. Everybody's ready to go. Everything is set. Prop is up. Okay. Okay, you guys good to go?
Good to go.
Yep. So remember, this one has got less horsepower than the other one. It's the smaller engine.
takes a little bit longer to get airborne. So not bad for 140 horsepower as well.
Is that your stall horn coming on?
No, it's just angle of attack. It's a bit sensitive. Yeah. No, I've got this. I actually have to just readjust my angle of attack.
What is that?
It's a little bit oversensitive.
Does that display on the screen somewhere?
Yeah. Actually, you can see it there. If you sort of pull it up, you can see it sort of comes up. At a certain angle, it will stop.
Okay,
So
nice.
it's just too sensitive.
I wanted to ask you about that because we saw
Yeah.
the a pitot tube that included that
Yes.
display at Avalon.
Yes. So it's all built into your, into the Babito.
Yeah, nice.
And you just need to calibrate it really, really nice. It's a little bit of a iffy calibration. Of course, it gets pretty close to, the point between stall, and it's not really that close, but it's sort of just when you don't do it well, it pops up very quickly. Oh, it's beautiful to fly this.
Yeah.
It's just perfect.
It's like butter.
Oh, it's just beautiful. Look at how it's so silky smooth. I mean, I'm like hands off here. That's just absolutely beautiful. It's like the whole sky to ourselves.
Yeah, gorgeous. It's actually, if I just listen with my ears, it's quite quiet back here.
Yeah, it is. I think this one is slightly very insulated, maybe.
Yeah.
So you want to try to give it a go? Put your hand on the stick there. Okay, so totally relax. And then, if you want to move the aircraft to the side, you just go slightly to the left. Then you can come back if you want to go straight. And if you want to go up a little bit, you pull slightly on it. Go to the left or the right, whatever you want. Come back to the right now. There we go. And if you look at this little thing here, you see this 100 and 200 there. So that will give you a sense of if you're climbing or if you descend. So you'll see if you pull slightly off the stick, that will go up. You can see now you're climbing at like 300 foot a minute. So you want to get that little thing right into that little yep. And that's what we call straight and level. If you keep it there, okay, so that's lesson number one. I won't charge you. Yeah, so it's really not hard, and sometimes, initially you have to look to see to get it right.
Yeah.
But eventually after a couple of flights, it just comes natural. It's like staying upright on a bicycle. We are doing about 137 knots.
So it's returning to Mansfield.
Yeah.
Traffic Nickfield, this is Tango Sierra. We're about 3 miles to the east of Jumpman, Flynn tracking, for Jumpman, Flynn at 1,700 give it a go for you, mate.
Go a little bit to the left. There we go. This goes straight up this island. Okay. There you go. You're doing well.
Where's the parachute handle?
So this one does not have parachute. I'm not a firm believer of parachutes. It's extra weight that you carry around.
Yeah.
It's an extra 24,000 US dollars. I just feel, maybe it's not worth it, So, and again, on the autopilot as well, we switch on the autopilot.
Yeah.
And say, for example, I've got it.
Yeah.
So, say, for example, you maybe say in a cloud and things are really going bad, and now the aircraft is going to the ground. So you just push the level button, and it will literally just level out the aircraft. Yeah, and once it's leveled out, then you can decide, okay, where am I going to go? So you just set your heading, and the heading will be, well, if I touch there, we can say, well, we want to go to the top of the island there, that's my heading, and I push the heading button, and then it will go towards the top. You can even pick an island, like a runway, like Dunwich, and say, well, I want to go to Dunwich. which is this one there. And then you can make that, it will just slide you down. So it really makes your flying experience a lot easier.
5 nautical miles to the east.
So let's do something different today. I'm just gonna switch autopilot off. Let's sort of fly towards Surface Paradise. It's pretty nice out there. That warning was just to say that the autopilot has gone off. Everybody with a boat, they camp in this little base. You can see there's a bunch of boats on the inside there. And then they just park there for for like a week or whatever.
Get away from the craziness of the city.
Oh yeah.
Or you fly your airplane out to the island and do that.
Yes, yeah. And that's your terrain. So once you start flying out to the west, at the altitude we are now, if we keep on flying west, we're going to hit that red bit. We won't hit the yellow, but the yellow is getting dangerous, but the red is actually higher than what we are. And this is your traffic, you can obviously zoom in and out to see what traffic. So there's some traffic over there. And then this is just your satellite information, and down there is your engine. So if I go to the fuel, I'm now burning 31 liters per hour at this point in time. So your 916 engine, although it's a bigger engine, if you go to the 916 engine actually uses less fuel, although it's a bigger engine, but it uses less fuel, it's got more power. So it's just to show you how the technology has just become so much better. It's really, it really just gets better and better.
Back to that dunnage where you touched on the screen, can you take that touch point and then add that to your waypoints easily?
Yes. So I could say, well, say Gold Coast. I just want to go. So if you say Amberley Airport, then I can say airport information. So it will give me all the information of what they have. It gives you all the different zones. So if you're there and you go to YF, I can get the frequencies, I can get the runways. If it is, it will tell you it's a dirt surface, it will tell you how long it is. So you get a lot of information that's standard. So, but some of these airports, if you zoom into the airport, it even gives you the layout of the taxiways, and it's really unbelievable.
Which is really good when the controller is telling you to go Alpha Bravo, Mike Charlie Delta.
Absolutely. Yeah. Once you've got that on your map, but normally what we'll do, you fly in and you've got that map displayed there, and he will tell you go Charlie Bravo or whatever, and you can literally see what you should do.
Yeah, it's handy.
You can see here, I mean, we are doing 133 knots at the 73% setting. This is where this one is faster. It's definitely faster than the other one, but I would say about 5 knots. So if you look out here, this little island with 2 bridges, that's called Sovereign Island. And the houses there has got a sovereign price to it. They're probably the most expensive piece of real estate in the whole of Gold Coast. So that's it. And where our build center is, you see, if you go straight through there, you see Tambourine in the back there, the big mountain. Just in front of it, there's a little hill with houses on top of the hill. That's where the build center is. That's where we live.
Okay.
So we'll go there today, so you guys can just see what we, what and how we do the builds.
So you eat, sleep, and drink airplanes.
Yeah,
You live at the build center.
I tell you what, I try to weekends not. I've got an old car and an old motorbike that I'm busy restoring. I'll show you. I think you are car people. I'll show you the car. But yeah, that's good fun as well. It's very, very expensive. I think one of ours not so long ago was sold for over $40 million.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a little bit out of my reach. I'm going to go down to 1,000 foot, and then we'll sort of make a turn in front of the buildings, and then we'll go back. So all of this is called the Broadwater. You've probably heard of it.
Yeah.
So you have a Broadwater. This is where they wanted to build this little island here. This is where they wanted to build the ferry terminal for big ships. So thank goodness that didn't go through, because that would have stopped up everything here, because this is really where the Gold Coast is and where little boats and everything goes.
South over water towards Q1, maintaining 1000.
That's Water World, Sea World. This is this big thing there.
All right.
You see this little sort of protected bay there?
Yeah.
That was the movie set for Pirates of the Caribbean. So
okay.
that's where they did like almost most of the scenes was shot in that little bay there. You know, I've got 2 clients that used to fly the 747 sevens for Qantas, and they both got slings. They bought slings from me, and built slings. So yeah.
Going Mason Field, or November Tango to finals, 1 mile and stop.
And we'll backtrack down to the home.
November 10 stop.
Obstacles like the high buildings, it will tell you there's obstacles in that direction. It will also show it, you know, on your EVs actually. If you look at that, it shows me there's some high towers. See here. It's a beautiful city. Absolutely, Gold Coast is just gorgeous, beautiful views.
I'm sorry, Southport Tango Sierra here now at Q1 1000. We will be tracking now home over water, maintaining 500.
Yeah, it's beautiful today. It's so gorgeous. It's perfect weather. Wonderful. So we're going to just turn around and we're going to descend a little bit. Obstacle. Doesn't like what we're doing.
Mason Field, 92 is in, sir, taxiway Delta and backtrack 19.
There we go. Nice. So yeah, what you feel now is a little bit of a roll off over the buildings, the wheat. Yeah. Southport Yacht Club. We're busy with a very big development now here. Looks like there's a movie set as well. Look at that.
Sure it is.
Yep, definitely another movie set down there. I wonder if it's the same.
So I think that Tango Sierra Union now at 4.700 foot and climb to 1,500 tracking north Southport.
All good. So shall we head back to the airfield?
Yep.
I've now activated that, so if I was on autopilot, it would fly directly to Heckfield.
Alright.
And it will tell me I'm 6.5 miles from Heckfield. So yeah. We're doing a ground speed of 150 knots. Well, we've got 9 knots on the tail.
Looking along.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, you'd have to be going downhill really fast in a Cessna to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
On a 172.
Yeah, I wonder if the wind has turned a bit. I mean, it was like sort of on the, it was very neutral this morning when we took off, so let's just see what the wind is doing. It looks like it's picked up very slightly, probably from the south. So I don't think it's going to have any effect. Just fly over the field to see what the windsock is doing. So that's the airfield just here.
Yeah.
If you can spot the airfield, that's a good plus, because we've had so many people that they battle to see the airfield because it's sort of between here, it's hard to see sometimes.
I can see it.
Yeah, it's sort of like cross. So we'll just do a cross with here.
So how do you know that?
Oh, the wind is sort of blowing like this. I can see it on the windsock. Yeah, the windsock is sort of sitting like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So the electric propeller thing's going away in favor of an actual lever?
Yeah. But I mean, I sort of don't mind the electric props. They're really nice and easy to use. And there's a number around, you know. Sling has just decided they're going to use the hydraulic ones now. So it's not bad. But the hydraulic ones are actually it's easy to work on. So if you ever have a problem in the outback, most of your ladies can work on them. And that's important, you know, in my view.
Couple of traffic, Techno 9292 is in the Casino 1000, leaving 1000 for 500 northbound over the water. Traffic southward.
Air traffic, Tango Sierra India now turning base for runway 10 for a full stop airfield.
That's nice to have those warnings too.
Yeah. Sometimes those audible warnings can be a bit annoying, and especially if it comes to terrain, pull up, and you're still about 100 or 200 feet up.
Right.
So throttle full back is literally gliding. A little bit of a balloon there.
Nice. That's the way he gets around the airport, eh?
There we go.
Oh.
Just demonstrating the. Quickly demonstrate this for you.
Traffic, Techno 9292 is over the northern end of Whiteback Island, passing 800 on climb 1500 and down 19.
Oh, you just put the air conditioner on?
Yep.
Yeah. Can you feel it?
Yes. I feel a nice cool blast over there.
I'm really glad they brought their whole movie set to a standstill for us.
Oh yeah, boy, that air conditioning is nice.
Yeah, it does work, yeah. So it really does help. And that's sort of a temperature that you will get all the time.
Oh, look at this. Turning on a dime. That's amazing how quickly the prop shut.
Yeah, I did get to fly it.
And how
so
did
that,
it feel?
Yeah, it's really easy, like just touchy, really.
So you don't have
But you can feel it, like, you know, as I was going around like that, I could feel that And you get that unbalancing, but you look at the thing and
You get used to that.
yeah, I think doing it all the
It's
time.
direct linkage, not cables except for the rudder.
It's just a smooth turning, you know.
Stable too.
Yeah, very.
Sits in the air nice.
Here's his. Oh yeah, there he goes. Yep. That they built it. That will be our name.
So, first tosser and pull.